Today I'm working over here at the pig pen, or you might just call it the mud pit now. With all the rain that we've gotten here in the last couple of weeks, the pigs have absolutely destroyed this pen. I mean, they have rooted and dug and just totally turned this up. So today the plan is to make an extension off of this pen with hot wire. The new pen will go around where the garden used to be, and this will kind of accomplish a couple of things. Number one, it gets them out of the mud. That's the main thing. But number two, they're going to do to this garden area what they have done to the pen that they're in now. And then in the springtime, when it's time for us to plant this will be all turned up, and I think the weed pressure will be far less as well, because what I've noticed is that where pigs are allowed to just run wild and root to their heart's content, usually the weeds don't come back there for a couple of years. So this sounds like a pretty easy and straightforward day, but what's going to be hard is that I need to split these pigs into two groups, because 5 of them, or half of them, have an appointment tomorrow that they can't miss. And I want to try to split my 5 larger pigs into this pen where it's easier for that kind of work to be done. So the plan here is to make the new pen, let them all come in here and get familiar with it, and then this afternoon I'm hoping that I can sort of come in here and sort my 5 larger pigs back into their original pen. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. For all the corners of this pen, I'm using these Gallagher insulated line posts. These things are awesome, especially for pigs, because they're a lot stronger than fiberglass posts. They don't just fold over like a fiberglass post would. And the way they have these ridges in the spade part that goes into the ground, it makes them extremely difficult to pull out. In fact, I can't pull these out by hand. I need like a high lift jack or a front end loader on a tractor to get these things out of the ground. And when the pigs are all gone, I think I will probably just leave these insulated line posts where they're at, because it'll be perfect to make a little enclosure around our garden in the spring to keep other sorts of pests out of there. Well, I've never actually made a hot wire just for pigs, but I've seen a few other people on YouTube doing it, and it seems like the standard procedure is 2 low wires is plenty. So that's what I got here, and hopefully it works. I guess the next step is to hook this up, make it hot, and then we'll turn the pigs out here and see what they do. So for this pen, I'm again using my Gallagher S40, and it is now energizing the new pen that I just built and the old one. In the old pen, they've worked the ground up so much that there are a lot of dirt clods touching the wire, and I think that's hurting the performance. If I was to unhook the jumper wire and have it so that this is only energizing the new pen, this would probably be hitting somewhere around 8,000 to 9,000 volts. As it is with both pens, we're right around 6,000, which is still plenty enough. I decided to move the box over here so that the new pen is like the primary pen, and then the old one is jumped off of the new one. And the reason for that is that for tomorrow's appointment, we're going to be doing some work in the old pen, and I'll probably want to turn off the electricity to that wire so that, you know, we're not accidentally shocking ourselves. But the remaining pigs are going to be here in the new pen, and I don't want to turn this wire off. So with the way I've got it wired up now, that will work. I'll be able to only energize this pen and then turn off the power to the old pen. You guys are here for your lunch, huh? Pigs are kind of like chickens in a way that they don't just charge into a new area. They're very cautious about entering somewhere that they've never been before. Cattle, not really that way. You open a gate, they're usually pretty happy to go, but pigs and chickens really have to think about it. I guess the exception to that rule is if I accidentally left this gate open and didn't want them to come out here, then they'd all be out here already. Still thinking about it. Well, that didn't go quite as I planned. So let me kind of explain what happened. I set the camera down to get the gate open, and kind of it dawned on me that, you know, well, wouldn't it be so much easier if I could just get the little pigs to come out into the new pen and, you know, kind of make it where the bigger pigs stayed in the big pen and then everyone is where I need them to be, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of started working that plan, and then my hands ended up getting way too muddy to touch a camera. One thing led to another, and I've got almost all of the little guys here in the new pen. I've got all of the big guys that have the appointment tomorrow locked up where I need them. I just have one rogue pig that is out in the old pen, the big part of the old pen, and I need to try to get her in here because I don't want her out there tomorrow. I think I'll give it a try. I'll open the gates up and see if I can kind of direct her over here. This gilt, she's been the source of my anger many times, and today's no different. So I don't know if I'm even going to mess with her too much. I might just leave the gate open and wait for her to find it. The only trouble with that is I worry that these guys are then going to go back out there, and then I'll have to get all of them to come back in here, but I don't know. So we'll go out there, see what she does. She's going right where I need her to go, but odds are when she gets there she'll get a new plan, because that's kind of the way she operates. If you guys remember back when I picked up these pigs, this red one actually escaped then when we were loading them, and she was just a little piglet, and well, let's just say not much has changed. Look at how nervous she is. If she would just look to that open gate and see where the other pigs are, I think she'd go with them, but she's real focused on the ones that I got locked up there. So I don't know, we'll just have to be patient. You're gonna like where you go if you just go there. She's looking the right way. I know she can see those other pigs. She's just not having it. She's pretty bound and determined to not go through that gate with me out here, so she's in the vicinity. I think I'm just gonna walk away and hopefully she'll come to it on her own. Actually, before I walk away, let me try one more thing. I bet if I dump some feed on the ground, that might change some minds. You don't even care. Come on, girl. You can do it. Every time I think I'm gonna walk away, she just gets so close to that gate, and You might be wondering, why am I so concerned with catching her right now? Why not wait? Well, I'd like to get her in here, and then I can unhook the wire to that pen, which will then increase the voltage on this pen. We want to make sure that they respect the wire, and just because it's a new area, it's not far-fetched to think that they might test the boundaries and see where they're at. And if they get a real good zap like that, then, you know, they're going to be a lot more likely to respect it. This guy's eating for free. Well, I got other things to do today, so I think I'll go start doing them, and we'll come back and check on this gilt in about an hour. There she is. All right, that went well. This is great. I've got the guys that need to harvest tomorrow are locked up where I need them. My little group is out here in what used to be the garden, and they've got another month to work on this and get it all worked up, get all the weed seeds eaten out of there, which I think they can do. And in about a month, it'll be their turn to go. And it looks like we're done with rain for a little while, so my hope is that they do work this all up, but it doesn't end up getting really muddy. I don't think it will. This ground is a little bit better because we've added manure over the years, so it shouldn't get as wet as like the pen that they were in now. I'm just gonna have to tell. So now everybody is where I need them to be, and I can finally check this job off my list. I'm really actually relieved, because I wasn't looking forward to this. Sorting and herding pigs seems to never go well. It is completely frustrating, and it just feels good to be done. This actually, it didn't go as bad as it could have, but you know, it didn't go as well as like it would have gone with cattle. So now I can move on to the next job. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch. So now that everybody's where they need to be, I can go ahead and check this job off my list. I was not looking forward to this, because sorting pigs, it never goes well. They don't work like cattle do. Wow. I wish I was cool enough to have a loud car, but only a select few are.